mattered to nobody after a couple days in January joins me today. Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Alan Fung has joined me on Carpooling with Ben. Sir, you look great.
So don't you, Ben. And hi, everyone. Excited to be driving with Ben.
This is the virtual edition. Now, listen, I know you did that interview with Gene Valcenti, and, listen, all right, he's fine. That's great. But he didn't ask the hard questions that Cranstonians, Rhode Islanders, the inhabitants of this great planet of ours, questions they want answers to. So that's part of the reason why I brought you on here. So I've got some questions for you in a little bit. But first and foremost, you have been in office. You're terming out right now. You've been in office for a while now. What is it like now that you're kind of going through and getting to that final week, those final days?
Well, we're still busy, Ben. That's kind of the crazy thing, especially with all this COVID crisis that's hitting our world. It's kind of a little bit insane right now. So I'm still busy making sure everyone's safe. But most importantly, you know, I'm still doing the job every single day, but I am going to miss it come January. It's starting to hit me now, a couple more weeks left in the transition, post election. There was a lot of fun. My wife winning, Ken winning, council, still staying in Republican control. So that was a lot of upbeat moments, but still finishing strong. But I can tell you, I am going to miss it come January 4th when I swear in Ken officially. And there's going to be a new set of digs that I'm going to be looking for.
Sure. Well, so my question to you is, have you thought about what you're doing on January 5th?
I'll tell you what, Ben. I'll give you a little preview that I wouldn't give Gene. Rob Gronkowski ended up on WWE. You might see a very special appearance from Fungamania. Fungamania running wild.
That's great. I mean, that's good. I would have opted to sleep in, but it's that's good for you. That's great. So Jan 5th, you're gonna switch things up. And I mean, you have before you were mayor, obviously you have a very rich, diverse background. You're an attorney. You've taught. You've done education. You've done a number of different things. So there's a whole wide world open to you right now, and there's a lot of options. So are you like gonna practice using a Swiffer more around the house? Are you gonna it's are you thinking of getting a pet that you can walk on a regular basis?
Well, see, we already have that.
Oh,
We've
okay.
got two very large Maine Coons, beautiful, beautiful, Nala and Gizmo, that
Wow.
we take around walking, not only just in the house, sometimes in the yard. Wonderful. So, but I have a feeling Bob Ray Ann's going to have a list of things for me to do around the house. But I am also going to take a little time for myself. Big thing that's important for me. We're coming up in the playoff times for fantasy football.
Okay.
In both of my leagues, so I got to pay attention to that. Getting a little more serious now that I have a little bit more time.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to hear. I mean, because things have been kind of busy for you for the last, I don't know, 10 months or so with everything. Before March 2020, on average, how many times a week were you logging into Zoom? Just curious.
Before March 20th, here and there,
Yeah.
it was sporadic. Zoom, even WebEx, or even FaceTime. You use it sporadically when you're more talking with a lot of your family or friends that are usually on different coasts or a different country. But since that time, this has become the new norm, and it's kind of a little disappointing. Ben, I missed those big bear hugs from you, buddy.
Yeah, they'll be back. They'll be back. The vaccine is well on its way. As a first responder, I'm already signed up, so we'll see when we get those over here. And for you, I'll take the risk. Uh,
All right.
so you mentioned other countries. You still do have family in China. Have you been able to communicate with them? How's things going over there with your extended family that's over there?
Yeah, actually, most of my family is already here now,
Okay.
so just a lot more friends that are over there. It's a little bit better over there than it was here because they went through that first wave that was going on. Although just like the rest of the world, they are experiencing a little bit more in a second wave too. So, all of us are in the same boat right now, no pun intended. But the
Sure.
bottom line is this, that, everyone across the globe is facing the same situation to different degrees. A lot of families are still nervous,
Yeah.
here, across the way. and we're just doing the best that we can to kind of make sure that you check up on your loved ones, make sure that these type of meetings happen a little bit more often, and so that not only just that we're safe, but for a little bit of our own sanity.
Even though you won't be mayor, I knowing you and our friendship, the way that I've known you over the years, I have all the confidence in the world that you'll still be very visible and very active in Cranston as businesses start to ramp back up, as things start to open back up. Because what you can't do officially, you can do as a patron, you can do as the person who helped really steer the city through these unprecedented times. And I'm excited about that and to see how your career and your post mayoral career. So these are the hard questions that that I had to ask because Gene just failed at asking them. So prior to your departure, do you plan on changing Park Ave to Fung Boulevard?
Feng's Way sounds a little bit more rhythmic, but I have no plans to name any streets after me right now.
All right, the music. I don't know if you can hear it. The music's supposed to get you in a sad mood here. Feng, by the way, Feng's Way, it sounds a little too much like feng shui. Are you going to start working with the Cardi brothers, Nairobi? Are you going to start working with them?
Maybe, I need a good agent. You want to put me in touch with Cardi and we'll see?
I'll put you in with Ron B. I'm sure their mother will be happy about that. A fine resident of the city of Cranston, by the way.
Yes, fine Cranston, native Cranston family. So
absolutely. What mayor on a cartoon do you feel best describes you? Would it be Mayor Quimby from The Simpsons or Mayor Adam West from Family Guy?
Ooh, that's a very, very good question.
Now, I'll just advise you because this is going to be on the internet. Mayor Quimby in The Simpsons was involved in quite a lot of scandals.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. But then Adam West was the bubbling type either. So, I don't know. I'd kind of probably fall in between the two. I'll get back to you to find that perfect mayoral caricature that fits my. So I can tell you, I'd probably describe myself as Batman.
Okay, all right, we'll go with that. I'm sure Seth MacFarlane will be happy to hear that. On your final day, after you swear in the incumbent, will you depart City Hall and do a flyover on your mayoral helicopter Air Fung One?
Well, Air Fung One right now is kind of grounded. We are having a little bit of mechanical issues, and I can't find good help to kind of get things fixed right now.
You're not going to pull like a Reagan and fly over and say to Barbara Ann, "Hey, there's our little bungalow," whatever he said on the way out there.
I might just do a little drive-by and do the mayoral wave, as we go.
And then my last question is because Gene Valicenti, he completely missed it. A great interview, a wonderful interviewer. I think he's lost his fastball since shaving off his mustache. Will you leave a letter in the top drawer of the desk in your hexagon-shaped mayoral office for the incoming mayor? Is that like a tradition in Cranston? I know it works up in Washington, D.C.
That's a little tradition that I will pass on to Ken, wishing him the best. And, we'll see. It'll have the keys to the nuclear code because remember, it's not just the president. Cranston's got its own set of nuclear codes as well, too.
Well, you can't have an invasion from Scituate or Warwick. I mean, let's go. You got to defend those borders, right?
Defend the borders. You know what I want? If they don't give back that or give up that 20,000 license plate, put the key to that nuclear code right in, Ken. Come on. That's the threat.
Do you get to keep that license plate? Does that travel with you? That gets passed on, I guess, huh?
Yeah, well, the 30,000's got to go back, but we want that 20,000 since we are the second largest city. I don't want to hear otherwise.
Very good point. Very good point. On a serious note, you've been involved with so many wonderful, wonderful nonprofit organizations, whether they be based in Cranston or just around the state. As we've gone through into the holiday season, the Rhode Island Community Food Bank is one that's actually based right in your city there. And they've been phenomenal. I mean, they just working so hard to help folks with that food insecurity through this time.
Yeah, it's definitely some tough times right now, Ben. I encourage everyone to do what they can to donate to the food bank, any local food banks, or any nonprofit charity right now because there's a lot of need that's out there. We're seeing it, day to day in our jobs. So do what you can. I'm going to keep pushing because even though, come January 5th when I'm done, I still got a social media presence and I'm going to use that to push it for good. Well, it's for the food bank, Special Olympics, anything that's close near and dear to my heart because we're going to keep helping Rhode Islanders.
You're a good man, a great family man, and congratulations again to the lovely Mrs. Barbara Ann Fenton Fung, who will be taking a lot of time up at the state. Well, I guess not really at the state house. She'll be in the living room or on the kitchen table or in her office, but you'll have a little bit of free time. Don't worry, she won't be on you as all that much to get things done. She'll be focused on the various sessions. Although I would suggest getting a nice upright chair to do that. Don't get into the Riccardi's recliner there, as we saw from some school committee member recently on the news there. So the music comes to you from the folks of Cranston. They're singing it to you, Mayor.
They're singing it to me. I appreciate it, Chris.
There's a safely distanced candlelight vigil of less than 5 people on the front steps right now of City Hall. Nonetheless, Mayor, thanks so much for all you've done, and I look forward to having some fun with you now that you're not, you won't be traveling around with the Cranston Secret Service and everything. Although Stoolie Steve is still going to be in the wings there, so
Stoolie Steve will still be in the wings. He'll always be in the wings. As part of my entourage.
That's right, absolutely, folks. Follow the good mayor as he heads out, and please, by all means, feel free to send some well wishes through this thread or directly to him. Obviously, you've done a great job over the past years, and it's been exciting to watch you operate and. It's hard to watch you operate. It's sad that you had to operate in this capacity as you went out, but believe me, I think the city of Cranston has been in great hands, and I know you've advocated for many other industries throughout the state and even throughout the country as well as we've gone through this. So thank you for your service, and I'll see you around.
All right. Thanks, Ben. Thanks to everyone in Cranston, all throughout around. Stay safe and have a wonderful Christmas. Happy New Year.
Can't deal with it. I mean, it's just like, Gene Valicenti didn't give you the music. They want licensing stuff over there at NBC Fed. Carpool with Ben, folks. Thanks for tuning in.